Hey everyone, welcome back to Celebscope. It looks like the tension between Megan Thee Stallion and GloRilla is getting harder to ignore. Remember when rumors started months ago about a fallout between them? It began after GloRilla posted Tory Lanez's song on IG, and since Megan has beef with Tory, claiming he shot her and he's now in jail, she didn't take that lightly. Megan unfollowed GloRilla and even deleted their pictures together. GloRilla responded, saying it was just an innocent repost and she doesn't get into internet drama, later tweeting that she doesn't do childish friendships, which fans thought was a subtle jab at Megan. Then came more tea suggesting their fallout was over a man. Cuban Doll even claimed Megan didn't like Glo because of her ex and a rumored threesome. Crazy, right? They used to be cool, toured together and made songs, but it seems that was just business because deep down, they see each other as competition. Fast forward to now, the drama's spilling over to their teams. GloRilla was spotted courtside with stylist EJ King, who used to work for Megan before their messy split over money and tension. EJ even testified in Megan's Tory Lanez trial, but didn't fully support her side. Now he's styling GloRilla, and fans instantly drew comparisons, especially since Megan was recently courtside with her own stylist, Kian. Shade was thrown back and forth online. Kian fired shots at EJ, who clapped back saying he doesn't care and that there'd be no Kian without him. Even GloRilla's hairstylist chimed in, shading Megan's fans for not supporting her music. Things got messier when GloRilla liked a tweet calling Megan bitter after being outsold, since GloRilla's Glorious album did better than Megan's self-titled project last year. Soon after, GloRilla tweeted Mad AF, which fans saw as another subliminal. Maybe it's all a PR stunt, but if not, it might not be smart for GloRilla to keep throwing shade publicly while Megan stays quiet, because it could make her look petty, especially since both share many fans. And speaking of controversy, Love Island USA star Huda is catching backlash after she and her boyfriend Louis laughed when a fan used a racial slur against her castmate, sparking outrage online.
Whoa, hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say? They said a bad word.
Yeah, they said a terrible
What
word.
that fan said was completely disgusting, but what really stood out was how Huda and Louis reacted afterward. Even after realizing that the caller used the N-word toward Olandria, they didn't seem genuinely sorry. Instead, they tried to justify it, claiming they didn't hear Olandria's name, only the slur itself. Huda said she laughed out of awkwardness and that the caller was the only one at fault. Both she and Louis insisted they don't support racism, yet they were laughing while that hateful word, with the hard, was being used. Honestly, it seemed like neither of them cared about the racism itself. They only cared once the internet started calling them out. And let's be real, this isn't new behavior. Huda has been seen mouthing the N-word in one of her past videos, and Louis clearly doesn't see a problem with it. He seems to think that just because he's dating her, that somehow makes it okay, which only makes the situation worse.
This is just an opportunity for the haters of my girl. The fact people are calling her racist and then calling me racist. Sorry. Cough, cough. I don't know if you can fucking see. I'm black. Yeah? You know, not the darkest, but I've definitely been kicked in the face with it. And she's with me. So, make it make sense, bro.
Let me make this clear. Being with a black person doesn't automatically mean you can't be racist. And yes, a black person can still hold anti-black views. Mr. I'm not the darkest needs to understand that. Honestly, I wasn't impressed with Huda or Louis' responses at all. They came off as dismissive and defensive. It was obvious they were more concerned about the public backlash than the actual racism their fan directed at Olandria. And truth be told, this isn't the first time Huda's ignored that kind of behavior. She stayed quiet before when her fans made racist comments toward her castmates, like Olandria and Shelley. It just shows a pattern of not caring until people start calling her out.
Me and Olandria were really good friends in the villa. Okay, so like she said, we're super close in the villa. Upon exiting the villa,
Once we got our phones back, I saw the amount of hate that I was getting from her stans, and I expressed to Huda, hey, I really feel like it's important, especially if you consider yourself being very, very close to me, and you was close to Shelly at some point, to speak out to your fans and kind of address, because the racism and all the things, because out of all of us, she had the biggest following. When we got in Cali, in LA, she mentioned that she would make a post. It pained me because even when she went on there to say she was bullied and she didn't put a name to it, they thought I was one of the bullies. I'm like, dang, like me and Huda was so close. Like I wasn't even worth the post. Like
I was getting hated on as well racially.
I get that, but your face was not plastered on fucking George Floyd's body.
I think the clarification happened back at the Airbnb because the three of us were in that room when we turned to you and said, hey, you should address these people. This isn't okay. And you agreed, saying you would. You never told me that you felt I was bullying you or anything like that. In fact, you acted completely fine, saying how much you missed me, complimenting me, and asking how I'd been. So, naturally, I thought everything between us was good. That's why it was shocking to see you later doing interviews claiming you were bullied. Now people think I'm the bully, because that's what you're implying, all while I'm already dealing with constant hate just because of how others feel.
Why didn't you do the post that Olandria asked you to?
Like I was dealing with so much outside of that. Like I didn't know what to say in that moment because I was dealing with so much. I wanted to address more than just that.
Huda deliberately stayed silent when her fans were attacking Shelly and Olandria, making excuses and playing the victim like she always does. She used the same tired tactic again during the recent N-word controversy, deflecting blame and pretending to be the one hurt. That's why Olandria stepped forward and handled the situation with real grace, releasing a powerful statement condemning racism. She said, I do not condone racism of any kind, nor do I entertain it. That kind of language is never acceptable, not in anger, not as a joke, not ever. Words like that carry generations of pain, and denying that only continues the cycle. Defending it, laughing about it, or making excuses is even worse. I refuse to let this moment distract me from my purpose of uplifting my community. She went on to encourage donations to Black organizations like UNCF, NAACP, and the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, showing real class and leadership. Shelly also spoke out in support of Olandria, condemning racism and sharing how deeply it affected her personally. Many of their fellow islanders followed suit, standing with Olandria publicly. Feeling the heat, Huda and Louis finally dropped an apology, but it sounded robotic and insincere, like a ChatGPT-generated statement nobody was buying. It was clear they only cared because of the backlash. The difference is, both Olandria and Shelly have shown accountability. Even though they can't control the chaos of the Love Island fandom, they've at least urged their supporters to stay positive. Shelly has repeatedly told fans not to spread hate, saying, don't ever think it's a compliment to lift me up by tearing someone else down.
To see all this hate and stuff, I'm like, yo, I don't stand for none of that. Yeah. Like, you guys are doing this and you don't know us. We don't even hate each other the way y'all hating so bad.
Olandria has also held her fans accountable for being messy, making it clear that she doesn't tolerate anyone speaking negatively about her fellow islanders in her presence. She's even stepped up to defend some of the cast members who were receiving heavy hate, showing that she truly practices what she preaches when it comes to respect and positivity.
And I try to speak to Taylor's character as much as possible because I know he's being a lot of hate too. Taylor was reciprocating the energy. It just was edited to where you guys couldn't see that. He was a gentleman. The women loved him. He was very good with women. I definitely feel like they got it wrong. He wasn't a villain, and Shelly damn sure wasn't no fucking mean girl. So I really hate the type of hate that they've both been getting because they were awesome people.
Someone was like, what do you think about Pepe selling Labubus?
Don't get on here being messy and Nick stop laughing. Stop getting on that app and showing y'all behind. Like, y'all gotta understand. Y'all are connected to me. Y'all gonna keep certain brands from wanting to work. Like, we don't want to come off as problematic. Like, we don't want that. Yeah, reform, everybody. Keep it clean. Keep it cute. I keep it cute. Y'all are a reflection of me. Y'all gotta keep it cute too.
As you can see, Olandria truly understands the power and responsibility that comes with her platform. Unlike Huda, she doesn't use her fan base as a weapon. She keeps her supporters in check and promotes positivity. That's the real difference between her and someone like Huda.